Greetings, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am going to be logging on everywhere else, so just bear with me, bear with me. We are connecting a little early. Okay. Oh, there it is. It is now. Let's see. Welcome, welcome. We are connecting a little early, I connected a little early to get us logged on, just logging on all the other platforms that will be live. So welcome, bear with me. Okay, I believe we are. There we go. Okay, welcome. Hi, my beautiful cousin. I believe you were first, so you get your card pull. Hi, Victoria. Welcome. So thank you all for bearing with me. I log on to multiple platforms at a time, and there is really no way to, let's see, there's no way to really log on all at once when doing that. So I appreciate you all for bearing with me. Give me one more second and then I will do our greeting and get right into it. Okay. So let's see. Today I'm having a bit of a funky hair day. Okay, welcome, welcome. Welcome to your Wednesday Live Empower Hour with me, Nahkila Isha of Ashworth Scott Life Sculpting. I'm a divine interpreter, interpreting messages and methods from the divine that empower you to create and live an abundant life. So let me show you all. I lit this incense, forgot that it was lit, and it burned all the way down. Have you ever done that? Okay, so welcome. Hi, Diamond. Hi, my beautiful aunt. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining. So, for those of you that are on Facebook joining us, what we do is we go live on YouTube, and that's where I'll be interacting with the conversations and replying instantaneously to all of the comments that come in. So join us there if you'd like to be a part of that. So how is everyone doing? I took a week's vacation. This was my very first time since I've started my business actually taking a full vacation where I didn't do any work. And so I feel really rested and rejuvenated. So, hey, Javi, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So let's go ahead and get started with our breathing. Let's get right into it, okay? So for those of you that are joining us for the first time, we do this every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, and we always start with our breathing so that we can get grounded, balanced, and if you aren't meditating, it's a really quick meditation that you can do and shows you how quick meditating can be. But let's get started. What I'd like you to do is inhale slow and deep through your nose, and as you're inhaling, visualize and feel yourself breathing in love and light. And on your exhale, exhale slowly out through your mouth and allow yourself to visualize and feel yourself releasing all that's no longer serving you. Now, if there's something specific that you're choosing to release, then focus on that specific thing or things, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. And while we're breathing, I'll be sending you Reiki to your heart and solar plexus chakra. So inhale slow and deep through your nose, love and light. And exhale out through your mouth, releasing all that's no longer serving you. Again, inhale love and light. And exhale. As you continue to breathe in that love and light and exhale all that no longer serves you, I call on highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, grandmothers, grandfathers, guardians, and helpful companions, all of highest light and love. I thank you for filling this space. I thank you for your protection. And I thank you for using me as a vessel of highest light and love. I thank you for opening the hearts, the minds, and the spirits of those I'm called to serve today so that they may receive the message that resonates with their soul. Thank you, and so it is. And so just continue to breathe in that love and light. And as you're breathing, feel and visualize your crown chakra located at the top of your head, opening your crown chakra now. And just allow the divine light and love to flow into your crown chakra, continuing to release all that no longer serves you. And as you feel that warm, golden, loving light flowing in, Feel it traveling down to your third eye, extending out to your ear chakras. Feel it traveling down to your throat chakra and your heart, down to your solar plexus and your sacral, down to your root, and just feel that divine light traveling down through your thighs, your knees, your legs, feeling it in your ankles and in your feet. And as you feel that tingling sensation in the soles of your feet, feel the roots grow from the soles of your feet, penetrating Mother Earth, traveling down to the core, and allow yourself to connect with the heartbeat of Mother Earth, feeling her divine energy entering in the soles of your feet, traveling back up to your root, up to your sacral, up to your solar plexus, feeling her divine energy flowing up to your heart, your throat, your third eye, extending to your ear chakras and up and out through your crown. Allow that energy to connect with the energy of the divine source of highest light and love, and feel that energy flow from divine source back down through your body, connecting to Mother Earth once again. And just allow that energy to circulate through your entire cellular being, feeling calm and peace, feeling confident, happy, joyous, and ready to take on anything that comes your way. And just allow this energy to flow throughout you through the rest of your day, continuing to breathe in that love and light and exhaling all that no longer serves you. Take a few more breaths, breathing in love and light and releasing all that's no longer serving you. Again, breathe in that love and light, slow and deep through your nose. And exhale out through your mouth. Okay, so when you guys are ready, open your eyes and we'll go ahead and get started. So, the thing that I didn't do was the card for my cousin Danielle. She was the first person on. Typically, I do that before we start with our breathing. And for all of you that are joining for the first time, I can't get over this funky hair day. Look, let me show you. I use my robe tie it to give it some volume. And in the mirror, it looked fine, but on the camera, it's like, whoa, what's going on? But anyways, when you join and you're the first person on YouTube, you get a personal card. So let's go ahead and see what the message is for Danielle today. Okay, this card came in upside down and it is the Unity card. So when it comes in upside down, it typically means that there's some sort of block there. It's an area of improvement. So let's just see what the message is today for you, Danielle. I'm hearing it's time for you to unite with like-minded individuals on a deeper level. It's time for you to unite with your guides on a deeper level. It's time for you to really go deeper with your spirituality. Stop running, stop hiding. And although you feel like you are not, Spirit is saying that there's still a degree of hiding. You have several mystical gifts that you have not even begun to explore. And you're being called now to open yourself up to receive divine guidance in all that you do. Have confidence in your gifts, your skills, your talents, and pursue your dreams. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything stand in your way. Know that everything is working out to serve your highest good. You're on the path that you called for yourself to be on. So embrace it. Connect more to your RIM family. Be more active with sharing your light. And allow for that divine energy to flow through you and to you. When you release what flows through you, you open space for more to flow to you. Okay, thank you. So that is your message. Let's see what you all are saying. Oh, Diamond said, my connection here isn't the greatest, but I'm here. Well, I'm so grateful to have you. Hi, Veronica. Hi, V. Thank you so much. Welcome from Scotland. And Victoria said, first day migraine free after 3 days. Oh, so good, so good. I'm so grateful. And Victoria, the last time you got the message to revamp your business, and when we saw at each other at bowls, I know there was some revamping that you're doing. How has that gone? And have you cleared that space and brought in more of what resonates with your soul? I'm curious to know. So let's go ahead and get started and see what the message is for us today. You're so welcome. I literally got home. It was probably around 11 last night. I was traveling for 8 hours yesterday, but my trip was definitely what my soul was craving. So really grateful. All of them. All righty. I was told all of them. So let's see. We have several cards today. So we are going to get right into it. Okay. So the first card we got is the World. Hi, Natalie. Welcome. Victoria said, I'm thrilled. I've actually reached a woman in the community who is deaf, interested in Reiki. I use ASL as well as English. Awesome. So incredibly excited to hear that. So for those of you that don't know, Victoria has a pet care company that she had really been building that had built up to full capacity, if I'm remembering correctly. But on top of that, she does women's circles here locally in Washington State. And she also does Reiki. She's the Reiki master teacher as well. And so I had no idea where Victoria was with her business because we hadn't spoken in a while. And she was feeling a little overwhelmed with her pet care. It just wasn't resonating with her soul. So when that message came through for her, it was just confirmation of what she had already been planning to do. So it's really awesome that you took that action based on where your soul was guiding you, and you are literally revamping. And by doing so, it's already spinning in your favor, and you're already attracting clients that are in alignment with what your soul is calling for. So awesome. Congratulations. So the World. And you know what? I just keep hearing, whose world is this? The world is yours. I don't know if you guys have heard that Nas song, but the world is yours. And Spirit is saying that it is time for you to open your arms up to receive. So for a lot of us, we've been doing the work to clear out the debris, to release the trauma, to release the things that no longer serve us. And so now we're in a period where it's time for us to receive. But some of us are still holding on to those emotional, those mental, and those spiritual blocks that are keeping us from receiving to the full capacity that we're being called to receive. Spirit is saying it's literally just a mindset tweak. Now, when I say that, it comes through like it's so incredibly easy, because it is. It's easy if you do the work, but it's time for you to shift those little components in your mind that tell you you're not worthy, you're not good enough, it can't happen, that create fear in your life. And the thing that you must remember is, as you are setting yourself up to receive more abundance, you're also going to receive and experience more tests. So it's important for you to recognize those tests when they come, and not to allow it to cause you to be afraid or to get discouraged. The world is yours. Spirit is letting you know you are the creator, the manifester, the magician. You have the power to manifest, create, and allow anything into your life that you choose. So it's time for you to tap into that inner divinity and see yourself as the divine here having a human experience. Get out of your own way. Is there anything else? I'm hearing it's also time for you to tap in and connect to nature. It's time for you to allow yourself to really connect to source. And you do that best by, number one, going within, connecting to the divinity within yourself, and also connecting to nature. Because out of everything in this world that you can connect to, yourself with those things that will elevate your vibration. Spirit is also saying for some of you, it's about disconnecting. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean taking a full-on hiatus and like hiding under a rock or in a cave and just shutting out the world. For some, that may be the case. However, Spirit is saying it's time for you to disconnect your energy from the energy of others so that you can cleanse out the energies that are not yours and really get crystal clear on what is coming from your soul and what you are picking up on empathically, okay? A lot of us, we aren't protecting regularly. A lot of us, we aren't releasing regularly. And so we've got a lot of chaos going on within our systems where it's a mixture of our energy and everyone else. And Spirit is saying, cleanse that, disconnect, get clear so you know exactly where you're starting and you can get out there and conquer this world that belongs to you. So let's see what you all are saying. Let's see. Natalie said, yes, Nas. Oh, wait, I think you might have said, yes, Nas. I don't know. But anyways, yes, Nas. And let's see. Nikki said, loving that deep burgundy color on you. Thank you so much. Beautiful. I didn't know if I was going to wear the earrings you got me for my birthday or these, but I wore these just because they're a little bigger. But I will be wearing those soon when I do a live. They're so beautiful. Let's see. Victoria said, we also have the choice to walk away from what no longer serves, even if we picked it. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Lawanda. Welcome. Yes, it is so true. Because the thing is, we are always evolving. Everything is energy, and energy is moving. We're vibrating. We're moving. So nothing is going to stay the same. Nothing is going to stay still permanently, right? So even if we chose something, it was what we were called to do at that time. It was what our soul led us to. And it doesn't mean it's forever. But it's up to us to pay attention. That's why Spirit is saying to release the connection to the energies that aren't yours and allow yourself to really connect with what's yours. Because right now, what I'm hearing, it's time for a revamp and a recharge, a reset, a restart. It's time. It's time. So perfect. And speaking of which, look at the next card, walking away. Walking away. It's time for you to walk away from all the things that aren't serving your highest good. It's time for you to release the energies that act as a weight in your life. It's time for you to elevate and soar, because the more you elevate, the more you're able to help the collective consciousness elevate. And if you're being weighed down, then you're no good to anyone. No good to anyone. It's time for you to walk away from old paradigms. It's time for you to walk away from the beliefs that you have to be what others impose on you. You know, I actually, when I was on the plane last night, I watched The Hate You Give. And I didn't see it in the movies because I just kind of was like, you know, movies like that, they just kind of bring you down. You know, we know how the world operates, but not really interested in seeing it, right? Now, back in the day, before I was spiritually saved, that kind of movie would have made me really angry. But I'm sitting on the plane in between two other women and I'm just crying. You know, being spiritual, deeply spiritual makes you a little soft. I'll be the first to admit it. But I'm just crying. And one of the main character, what she was saying is that she has her authentic self, the her she is when she's in her neighborhood, and then she has herself that she is when she goes to her private school. And I thought about that because oftentimes that's how so many of us operate. You know, so many of us operate that way, you know, and it's really important for us to release the expectations that people have placed on us and just be. You know, I've seen a meme on social media and it says, some people say you don't act like a spiritual person or something like that. And it says, you know, don't quote me, but to the effect of the divine isn't looking for actors, right? You guys hear me all the time say, you'll catch me listening to my chanting and you'll catch me listening to my ratchet, right? I will listen to Om Gum Ganapate Namaha and then I'll put on some Cardi B, you know? But it's so powerful when you can show up as who you are, because people are going to resonate with your authenticity. They're not going to resonate with this false mask that you wear. So it's important to be you. what you perceive as flaws and all. Just be you, right? So Spirit is saying, walk away from wearing the mask, walk away from feeling like you being you, your whole and complete self, isn't good enough, especially when you're on a platform of service, right? Who's to say you have to be this cookie cutter one way to be an effective healer, an effective leader, an effective motivational speaker? Who's to say, right? There are souls that have the same soul thumbprint as you, heart print as you. So allow them to find you by putting your authentic self out there. So let's see what y'all are saying. Lawanda said, yes, I agree. Nikki said, so true. And when you are protecting and things keep going wrong in certain circumstances, that is your sign. Don't feel like it's your fault. If you keep yourself protected, the universe will show us. Yes, Lawanda said, in the process of doing that now, it doesn't feel so good. And you know what? It doesn't feel good all the time. Change is something that doesn't feel good. Now, when I was a teenager, a tween, right? I experienced growing pains, like physical growing pains. How many of you guys experienced that where your knees would ache, your legs would ache because you were literally growing, right? You were growing and it created pain. And that's the same thing with this spiritual journey, this emotional healing. It's not going to be comfortable because oftentimes you got to dig up some stuff that you buried because you chose not to feel it. You got to feel it to heal it. Oftentimes you got to release people, situations that aren't serving you, people and situations you became very attached to. And it's like peeling off a Band-Aid on a hairy arm, right? That doesn't feel good. You become so attached to it, but it's necessary for your healing and for your growth. So you're strong, you're a soldier, you're a warrior of the light. If you can activate your strength and get past that uncomfortability, after, the rewards will be far beyond what you can imagine. It'll be well worth it. And you won't even remember the pain, right? So, yes, Lawanda said, be you. Natalie said, you got to feel it to heal it. Yes, yes, yes. If yet, yes. Wow. Amazing. That's a sticker I need on my car. You know what? It's so funny because I was like, that I have a few things Spirit has said to me, I'm going to put on t-shirts. That's one of them. So yeah, we definitely do. We have to feel it to heal it. So let's see, what's the next message coming through? Now, this one came in upside down and it's shift. So again, if it's upside down, it indicates some sort of block, some sort of area of improvement. I just heard it's time for you to shift, but some of you are moving slow. And you've heard me in the past say, it doesn't matter how slow you move, right? As long as you're moving. But what Spirit is saying today is it's time to get moving. Because those of you that this message is for, you're not in that I'm moving slow, but I'm moving. You're in that I'm procrastinating and I'm moving, but I'm moving in the same spot. I'm walking in place. And Spirit is saying it's time to stop walking in place and it's time to walk. You don't have to run. You can even crawl, but it's time to move beyond where you are. And there's a block here for some of you. And it's really about you figuring out, why am I being stagnant? What am I afraid of? Or what is my soul craving that I'm not giving my soul in order to move forward? Right? So you guys think I'm exaggerating when I say I haven't had a vacation since I started my business in 2016. I literally have not. Literally have not. There was a point where 2 years straight, I was literally working 7 days a week. Most days it was 12-hour days, right? And so my soul was craving a break. My soul was craving time to just be one with myself, one with Spirit. And now, like today, I feel this calm, this peace, and I have clarity even more so than before. So oftentimes, it may not just be apparent that what's keeping us stagnant is fear. It may be that we're ignoring what our soul is craving. Equally keeps us stagnant. So it's up to you to figure out, why are you stagnant? Why aren't you moving in the direction that you say you like to be, or the direction that your soul contract states you'll be, right? I'm hearing release the fear of change. Release the fear of change. Now, some of you may think, oh, I'm an OG baby gangster with mine. I'm not afraid of anything, right? But okay, maybe on the surface, but we're not speaking in surface. We're talking about beneath the surface. What's going on in your unconscious mind? What's going on there that's keeping you stagnant? It's time to uncover that and heal that and release those things. And there's something that Nikki said that Spirit is telling me to elaborate on, where she was saying that, Spirit will show us, right? So most of you know that I'm moving out of state in August of this year. And part of my trip was to go and really, solidify where I would be living and that whole thing. And so there was a place online that I had my heart was set, right? I was like, this is the one. This is the one. And it was between that and another place. And it was the kitchen. The kitchen did it, super shallow. The other kitchen was about $300 cheaper a month, but the kitchen didn't match my decor. I know, don't judge me, but hey, I'm very big on aesthetics. And so anyways, when I went, they couldn't show me their model because they rent it, for like people that have family come, they rent it. And they have 3 properties. The second one, theirs was rented. The third, theirs was not rented, but they weren't in the office. Now, mind you, the first property I had my heart set on was right next to this other property that I had kind of just thrown out the window because of the kitchen. And I was on the phone with my mom because she's moving the year after me. She said, you might as well check it out. I was like, okay. I check it out, have her on Duo. And I was so pleasantly surprised. The kitchen, the colors were different than it was in the pictures. Like the pictures just didn't show, and it was perfect, right? So then I go to this other property, the third one, and they were out. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to wait. And then as I'm waiting, I was like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Spirit is directing you to where you're meant to be, but you're not paying attention. The first one is rented. The second one is rented. The third is not, but they're not here. And you love the one that you had thrown out the window. So why are you still seeking, right? So oftentimes Spirit is showing us. Spirit is showing us the answer. Spirit is showing us the way. Spirit is guiding us, but we get so used to our regular way of receiving. Like for me, I'm used to Spirit just talking to me, saying, Nahkila, do this, do that. Don't do this, don't do that. That I got disconnected from the subtle synchronistic signs that guide and direct me. So it's really up to us to keep our eyes open so we can receive guidance from everywhere, right? And then not be afraid to take action. So okay, I just heard it's time for you to shift your emotional state from sad to glad. This is not for everyone. This is just for a select few. And also, if you're feeling anger, Spirit is saying, get in touch with the root of that anger. Get in touch with that. Typically, every emotion that shows up aggressively is rooted in sadness. So really explore that. It's just so much easier to express anger than it is to really get in touch with the emotion of sadness. So Spirit is saying, get in touch with that and release that. Release that. No matter what you've been through, release it. You know what I mean? Release it. Release the pain. But you got to first identify it as pain in order to release it. So if you're dealing with an ex that has hurt you, if you're dealing with a business partner, if you're dealing with a coworker, a teacher, a friend, whatever, release it. Get in touch with what you're really feeling and release it. Okay, thank you. So we also got the Rediscovery card. Rediscovery. It's time for you to rediscover who you are. It's time for you to really get in touch with your child self, your inner child. It's time for you to remember what your dreams are, remember what your desires are, remember why you're here, remember what you enjoy. And I'm stressing you, because oftentimes if we have a significant other, if we have children, if we have people that depend on us, if we have a job or a business, oftentimes we are so connected to those people or things that we love that we begin to identify with the things that either make them happy, the things that either makes business boom, the things that are outside of self. And so Spirit is saying to rediscover who you are separate from everyone and everything. And let that be your GPS that guides you towards what you're to say yes to, what you're to say no to, and which direction you're to go. Natalie said, message received. And Hobby said, I resonate with the message of why I hold myself back. There's a lot of fear rooted in failure. You know, oftentimes we do feel fear failure, and it will keep us stuck and stagnant. A really quick example, when I was a child, from the time I was old enough to say what I ever wanted to be back then, I want to be, that's how we talk. And I always said an actress. Always, it was my first love. And my mom was pushing journalism because I was a really great writer. And I was looking at Oprah being a journalist and being in The Color Purple. So I agreed, like, okay, I'll do it, because I'm thinking this is a gateway into acting, right? And I was a senior in high school, and that year I had went to Skyline, same school as Tom Hanks. And there was an agency that came and looked at, a theater thing I had done, and it was really brief and quick. And I'm thinking, no, they can't see how great I'm acting just from that. So I figured it's a scam, right? It was definitely fear of failure, because I didn't know all it takes is a quick, short thing until I started going on auditions that they can see, right? But it was that fear of failure. I desired it so much that I could not take the disappointment of it not being real, right? So I allowed that fear of it not being real stop me from exploring the option of it being real, of having this, take off for me. Of course, in that sense, it just wasn't meant to be, because I'm meant to do this, right? But yeah, it's a real thing. That fear of failure, it really does hold us back. It holds us back. So in your case, Hobby, with you knowing what your purpose is, right? At that time, I didn't know my purpose, with you knowing what your purpose is, there's no reason to allow fear to hold you back, right? Because your purpose is very clear. So now it's just a matter of you and all of us stepping out on that faith, getting in touch with why we're afraid. What are we fearing? On top of feeling it to heal it, you got to identify it to heal it as well. And then fixing it, releasing it, healing it, moving past it, right? Okay. I'm being told to tell you it's time for us all to rediscover who we are as a fearless being, right? Who are we as a fearless being? We were born only with two fears. That's the fear of loud noises, and that's the fear of falling. Those are the only two fears. Anything else, it's a learned condition. So tapping in even deeper to our inner divinity, to us being the divine, having a human experience, even deeper, we don't even have those two fears. So Spirit is saying to remember who you are as a fearless being and show up like that in all that you do. Because what are we fearing? What is there to fear? Everything that you are desiring, everything that you are seeking is already there waiting for you to just align with it, waiting for you to match its vibration. And again, the world is yours. Whose world is this? The world is yours. It's yours. So it's time for you to align with that knowing, that deep knowing that the world is mine. There is nothing that is within this world, outside of this world, around this world, above it, below it, that I cannot have if I choose to, right? Javi said, I just feel I'm energetically wrapped up in spider webs and I can't see as clearly as I used to. I'm very sad about it. So Javi, you know what? I'm really glad that you brought this up, because Spirit was saying that it is definitely time. I know you're in RIM and you participate in the group stuff, but it's definitely time for you to resume your personal sessions. Definitely time. So, and literally this morning, I don't know if it was this morning or last night. It was this morning. It was this morning when I woke up. You came up. I get it mixed up whether it was morning or not. Anyways, it was while I was in the bed. Okay, when I got home, I was in the bed. And so I'm glad you brought that up, because now that you're stepping into this next phase, this next cycle, it's really going to be important for you to work through these things that you're talking about right now. So, okay, thank you. And so the next card we got is truth. Stand in your truth. You are the truth. You are the begin all, end all. Your world, your universe begins and ends with you. I'm hearing the scales are balanced, but it's time for you to realize that. It's time for you to see that. You're being called to speak your truth. You're being called to stop deceiving yourself. You're being called to see yourself as who you are. You're also being called to see others as who they are. Now, this goes both ways. Some of you have people in your life that aren't vibrating at the frequency that serves your highest good, and you're holding on to that toxic situation. Some of you have people in your life that are very high vibrational beings, and they are here to help you, to serve you, to help you get to the next level, and you aren't seeing them for who they are. Spirit is saying it's time for you to remove the blinders and see truth. Take off the rose-colored glasses and see truth. And some of you are wearing glasses of trauma. Spirit is saying remove that so you can see truth. Part of you standing in your truth is being able to see the truth. And I'm hearing and welcoming truth in, welcoming truth in. So there's also spiritual union that's coming through. Now, some, and Danielle, when I saw this card, I thought of you. Now, some spiritual union is not just about love. For a lot of us, yes, it is, you know, but for some, it's not just about love in the sense of a relationship, a loving, you know, twin flame, soulmate, kindred spirit type thing. Some of us, this is talking about business. Some of us, this is talking about, when I say business, I mean business partners. This is talking about your soul clients. And for some, it's talking about self, coming into spiritual union with yourself. It's about coming into spiritual union with your guides. How often are you calling on your guides for help? If you're not doing it daily, at least, or a couple or several times a day, you're not doing it enough. You're not meant to live this life alone. You're not meant to figure it out, work it out, get through it alone. You have support all around you, whether it's in spiritual realm or physical realm. But just like we talked about those signs that spirit gives us in opening our eyes, our hearts, our spirits, our minds to receive it, to see it, it's the same with this union. So who has spirit placed in your path to serve you? Who? In the physical realm. Who has spirit placed? In the spiritual realm. You know, one of our sisters in light just lost a very close friend, but it wasn't meant to be looked at as a loss. That friend chose her path, and now she's moved on to serve in spirit realm. So it's really about us, again, opening our eyes to see truth and allowing ourselves to come into union with these individuals, not letting fear stop us. Some of us fear connecting to spirit realm because we're afraid that we're going to open ourselves up to demonic forces, right? And this is the case. You can, if you're not connecting to the spirit world in the way that protects you from that, if you're not protecting yourself, but by being afraid, you're actually making yourself more susceptible to being open to those forces that you're fearing. So when we talk about releasing all this no longer serving us, fear is huge. Okay, I'm also hearing that love that you're seeking is real. I just heard Danielle. Spirit is just talking to you today, Danielle. I'm hearing your intuition is real. This is for the collective. Your intuition is real. Your intuition is real. That voice that you hear inside, whether it's an actual voice, whether it's a feeling, whether it's a knowing, it's real. And for those of you that do hear spirit speak, or those of you that kind of wonder whether or not it's you or it's spirit, one of the ways that you can tell the difference is if you just kind of get it and you're not thinking about it or focused on it and it just comes. Spirit is saying, stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting your connection. It's real. You have united with your guides. You have united with your highest self. Now it's time for you to strengthen that bond by trusting it. Okay? It's time for you to heal. Healing is coming through so incredibly strong, because when you heal those things that hinder you, that's when you are going to take off. That's when every aspect of your life is going to take off. So Spirit is saying, stop procrastinating on the healing. Stop denying the truth and get to it. Get to work. I'm hearing you know who you are and you know what it is. I'm hearing. So just stop it. Like the guides are coming through like somebody's mama right now. Just stop it. And I'm hearing, for those of you that are wondering if you've connected with your soulmate or your twin flame, yes, you have. Yes, you have. I'm hearing it doesn't mean that you guys will be in union right now, but yes, they are your soulmate. They are your twin flame. Now we got patience and planning. Hi, Kiri. Is it Kiri or Kyra? Oh, wait, Kyria. Hi, welcome. Hi, Dynell. Thank you for being here. Natalie said, oh, laugh out loud. Okay, thank you. I'll stop. Yes, because the guys are coming through like somebody's mama, and a mama that means business, you know, the kind that's not just threatening you with the belt, but will use it. So let's see. Okay, so what I'm hearing is be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Also, sit down, connect with spirit, and come up with a plan. Now, this is for everyone, but as the message came through, Javi, spirit literally said Javi, and now as I'm saying that, spirit is saying Natalie, Dynell, and Nahkila. And this is actually something that I was going to be doing today after live. Well, after I did a few readings for the channel. But spirit is saying to sit down, connect with your guides, and come up with a plan. For me, I'm revamping some things. For me, I'm realizing where I'm meant to put my focus on. And so now it's time for me to really begin putting my focus there, right? And so for you, it could be something different. But Spirit is saying to not just sit down and plan, but to connect with your guides and plan. And then for all of us, we're being called to be patient with ourselves. Now, the planning connected to your guides and planning, this is for everyone too, but those were the specific ones that Spirit, you all that I mentioned, Spirit is saying specifically, the time is like literally now, like today. Take a time out, sit down, get your notebook, your pen, connect, channel the messages, and allow Spirit to guide you. And then when you create that plan, execute it. Because we talked about shift, we talked about changes, we talked about rediscovery, right? So it's time for us to elevate. And as we're elevating, there may be some things that are no longer resonating or aligned with where we're going and what we're called to do. When we do that, that'll release the overwhelm. You know, when you have a clear vision of what it is you're doing, who it is you're serving, how you're called to do it and serve, then that overwhelm, that chaos, that confusion will be eliminated. Okay, so this message has come through before, but Spirit is saying the being patient with yourself, it's about treating yourself the way you would a child. You know, if a child were to make what they perceive as a mistake, if a child were to stumble or fall, you know, being a loving, doting parent, how would you speak to that child? How would you explain to that child what they just experienced? And Spirit is saying to do that with self. Be patient with yourself. So often we get caught up in saying, well, I'm not where I should be, right? And we know should is lack because everything is as it should be. So release that. You know, someone earlier in the United Light Beings Awakening group said that they were releasing the comparing themselves to others. You know, that, release that. You are exactly where you're called to be. Exactly where you're called to be. And in each moment, Spirit will guide you on what to do. So right now, we're being called to heal and release and heal. We're being called to rediscover. We're being called to revamp, but also we're being called to meditate regularly. We're being called to stand in our truth. And we're being called to connect with Spirit so that we can come up with a strategic plan on how to be in our purpose, live our purpose, and serve. Let's see what y'all are saying. But Dynell said, I just got here and I'm being called out. I'm on it. I was working on my website and asking for clarity this morning. Awesome. So, so good. And I will definitely be scheduling my appointment with you. I'm going to be getting massage combined with Reiki from Dynell this month. So super excited because we took our master teacher class together and I've experienced her Reiki and it is awesome. Haven't had a massage in a while, so I am excited. Cannot wait. See this is excitement. Okay. Hey, Naya, welcome. You are right on time. We just talked about not worrying about where we should be and knowing we are where we're called to be. Javi said, I'm being called to plan things for my own business. Spirit told me to connect to the people, but I've yet to get booked for readings. If I'm to do speaking engagements, where do I go? Natalie said, new ideas for the site coming in. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. So listen, for Javi, what you're referring to, so yes, you know what you're called to do, but when you have that fear there, that fear creates all sorts of blocks, right? And when you are connecting with spirit, ask spirit to guide you on everything, how to market yourself, how to word what you're saying. I just heard word yourself, who to reach out to. Like, let spirit guide you in it all. But in order for you to attract, you must release that fear. Because remember, we're at an elevated state. So those we're called to serve are at an elevated state. We're operating in vibrational frequency here. So if we're vibrating fear, we may show up really, really polished to the naked eye. But when we're serving spiritual beings, they're not connecting through the naked eye. They're connecting through vibration. So if you've got fear, if you've got doubt, if you've got stress, if you've got anxiety, if you've got depression, all those things are in your vibration and people are feeling it. So in order for you to excel, this is why spirit is saying, and this is for all of us, this is why spirit is saying it's time to release and heal. You cannot excel if you are still vibrating at those frequencies that no longer serve you, right? You're not the average, and I'm talking to everyone. You're not the average. We just gonna say the average, whatever you are. You're not the average. You are an elevated spiritual being. That's why you're here. If you're watching this live or on the replay, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever else, you're not the average bear. You're an elevated being. So those you serve are gonna be elevated. So in order for you to have the impact on their lives and yours that you desire and deserve, that you're called to have, this is why spirit keeps stressing the healing, the releasing, the moving past the things that keep you stuck and stagnant. It's all about vibration. So the next card we got is obstacles and challenges. And also the number 5. Look that number up. Obstacles and challenges. So that was a weird face. I can't even redo it again. It just felt weird. I don't know if it looked weird, but it felt weird. There's vinegar in the tea today, so it was a little. But anyways, obstacles and challenges. We talked earlier about the fact that, you know, how Biggie said, more money, more problems. You know how new levels, new devils. We hear those sayings. Well, the more you elevate, the more tests you have. Really, that's all it is, right? So these obstacles and challenges are simply tests. You've been studying to pass these tests your whole spiritual journey. You got this. If you go to take a test in school and you're nervous, you're overworking, not resting enough, you're worrying, you're not going to do good. But when you study and you rest, there's an equal balance. When you go there with confidence and courage, calm, you ace it. The person that studied 50 billion hours versus the person that studied 2 may not pass, but the person that studied 2 will, right? These analogies are coming through kind of weird, but anyways, you guys are following me. So what spirit is saying is just shift how you perceive these obstacles and these challenges. They're just tests. Spirit is saying how well you've grasped what you've been taught, how ready you are for the next level. It's not meant to knock you off your game. It's just meant for you to prove yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody that's a physical being, a human being, but you got to prove yourself to spirit, because spirit is never going to give you more than you can handle. And this is how you prove what you can handle. You can say, you know what, I got faith. I'm standing in faith. I'm living in faith. I'm walking in faith, right? And then you get a challenge. Money's low. Bills are due. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm stressed. Well, then you ain't living in faith. You can speak about it, but it's time to be about it. So these obstacles, these challenges, these tests allows you to prove to spirit that you bought that life, right? So remember that. Remember that. And speaking of remembering, our final card is memories of love. Memories of love. Let's see what you all are saying. Natalie said, yes, yes, yes. I talk about the school analogy all the time. Thank you so much. I receive it. Yes. Wow. Goosebumps. I've been saying all the time, trust yourself. It's a test. Yes, that's all it is. We are either experiencing lessons or blessings. And when we start looking at the lessons as a blessing as well, then all we experiencing is blessings. I have chill bumps too right now. And here's the thing. Spirit literally always shows up and shows out if you allow it. Now, when you don't allow it, that's on you. That's not on spirit. That's not on spirit. That's on you. If spirit makes a clear path for you, spirit shows you the way. And then if you decide to put a big old boulder in the way, put on a blindfold, and then drop several other boulders in your path after the blindfold is on, that's not on spirit. That's on you. Spirit is like, here's a clear path, right? Here's a clear path. Just walk it. Walk it. You've got the manual in your back pocket. Just take it out and use it. So, memories of love. What this is calling for us to do is to really go back. I heard to our nature self, to our natural self. Really go back to our core, right? We are love. We are love. At the core, we are love. That is our true self, love. So when you go back to that, just being in that space of love, knowing that you're worthy and capable of receiving love, being willing to not just receive it, but to give that love, knowing that, how we have that concept, if you don't be like good or do the right thing, you're gonna burn in hell. That's not love. That's fear. That's fear. And that was created to keep you weak, right? Release that. Not real. Heaven and hell is a state of mind. You created. It's not above or below. It's right here, But when you have a memory of love, knowing that the divine is loving, the divine is not going to punish you for being in your lesson phase, then you feel more free to experience those lessons. And when you're freely experiencing those lessons and you're not operating in fear or judgment of self, then you get to the blessings a lot quicker. We do a lot of fearing. We do a lot of self-judging, self-doubting, self-comparison. All of these things that are low vibrating. Who taught you to do that? Who taught you to be that way? Who? Was it the trauma? Was it society? Who? Because that is not your nature. Your nature is love. And through love, all things are possible, right? God is love. You are love. So Spirit is saying, get back to this. Get back to being your true self. Get back to your core. Get back to your center. Get back to your peace. Be love. Be love. But in order to be there, you must heal. Got to heal. Got to release. Is there anything else? Okay. So let's see what you all are saying. Natalie said the divine is not going to punish you for being in your lesson phase. Amazing. Oof, I felt that one. Thank you. You're on it today, speaking to and through my soul. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. Victoria said, I started seeing again night before last and knew I had to choose to accept or be in fear. I accept in faith. Oh, hi, mommy. Thank you. My mom's sitting right there. She put, I love love. She's still here. She's gonna be with me until next Tuesday. You can talk. They know you're here. Next Thursday. She said Thursday. Next Thursday. Oh, yay! Even more time together. So, mom, come over and say hi to everybody. You look fine. Come on. She looked at me like, girl, got my rollers in. My teeth is out. No, she has her real teeth and she has locks, no rollers. But that's how she looked at me. If you don't get that camera out my face. So let's see what the T message. Say hi to everybody, Mom. Hello, everyone. This is my mom. Nice to meet everyone. So let's see what today's message is from the T. It says, today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. That's why it's called the present. So I told you all, Mom, Javi said, hey. Naya said, come on, Miss Faye. Natalie said, hi, Mama. And Javi said, waves. Dinelle said, hi. So yeah, she's over there. She said, oh. I think she's about to respond. V said, hi, Faye. Nice to meet you. So yeah, she said, nice to meet everyone. So yeah, you know, I told you, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, that I was rereading The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. And literally, you know, we think about the past and the future, but we all know the only moment we have is now. Time is an illusion. You know, the rabbit hole goes so deep. There is so much that we've been bombarded with to keep us disconnected. And why? The why is not really important. Just knowing how bombarded we've become with so much to keep us disconnected, it's time for us to take our power back. It's time for us to take our power back. It's time for us to be in the now. It's time for us to understand who we are. It's time for us to be in truth, be in love, right? It's time. It is so time. It's time for us to be in that spiritual union with self, with the divine, and with those the divine places in our path. It's time for us to walk away from what's no longer serving us. Shifting how we view the world around us, how we view self, rediscovering who we are on a soul level, so we can claim not just our proper spot in this world, in this universe, but claim the world. What's something, if you could have anything, if the divine came down or came up or came around or just came in here and said, if you could have anything in this world right now, what would it be? Let me know. Tell me in the comments, what would it be? If you could have anything, anything, and don't go all holier than thou on me thinking, oh, I'm a spiritual person, so it's got to be involved in serving and all that. No, it doesn't have to be. Now, if it is the truth, then that's great. But for you, for self, if you could have anything in this world, no limitations, no fear, what would it be? I'm going to take some time and wait. Let's see what you say. And while I wait, let me show you guys this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look what I got on my trip, you guys. It is so beautiful. It's a blue kyanite. I have been keeping this one with me, this little one. Now, I think I'm going to gift that one to my mom now that I have this one. But look, isn't it beautiful? The energy is so amazing. So amazing. I actually prefer the rough crystals more than the polished, but that's just my preference. Although I do have some polished ones that I love a lot, but the energy is so amazing. So if you could have anything in this world, no limitations, what would it be? Natalie said, a beach house with lots of baths and windows and a stadium full of people waiting to... Natalie, are you my twin? Are you me? Am I talking to Natalie or am I reading my own? That sounds really, really like something I would say. And so it is. Who else? What would you have? Who else is willing to share? What would you have if you could have anything in this world? If the divine just said, you know what? Rub that genie. Your wish is my command. What would it be? Love dream. My mom actually made my tea this morning and she picked my cup. But look, no coincidences, right? Natalie said, yes, real recognize real. Yes. Yes. So true. Are you a Pisces, Natalie? Lack language. Naya said, I choose to build an eco-friendly mothership home with a farm so I can grow my own food. I would do all my healing and heal others and have a little village of light workers. Ooh. Okay. No wonder you're Pisces. Yes, yes, yes. I figured that. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'd have to ask you for help, Naya, on my garden. That's something that I'd like to have too. But I'm actually manifesting where I can have my garden where my food is grown, but I have someone else doing my gardening and I can get out there and help, because my thumb is not green. My thumb is blue. It just is not green. Mm-mm. So who else? Who else? Victoria, what would you have? Dynelle, what would you have? Oh, yeah. My mom said having mom and dad alive and healthy. Yeah. Well, okay, I will say they may not be alive and healthy in the physical form, but they are alive and healthy in spirit. Javi said, personally, I would have money to live on so I can just focus on my writing, my spiritual work, and just be okay overall. Good, good. And Javi, I'm being told, tell you to dream bigger, elaborate. You don't have to do that here, but elaborate. Spirit is telling you to elaborate. What would you, if you're what does it mean to be okay? What does that mean for you? And how much money would you have to live? And what kind of books? How many books would you sell? What type of spiritual work? Victoria said a retreat center. Ooh, yes. So what would that retreat center look like? What would it feel like? What would the energy be like? And then I could host some of the activating you retreats there. Gotta have water though. If the water's not in your vision, it's a deal breaker. Let's see. So, Spirit is saying, number one, there are no limits to what you can have. When you get out of your way and you can have it, when you allow yourself to be guided. So it's about stating it, right? That being very clear and very specific, being very clear. Now, at first, with my dream home, always on the water, on the beach, my whole chart is in Pisces, except my MC, it's in Leo, but everything else is Pisces. I mean, water, not just Pisces. But at first, I was like, I'd like to just have a little modest home as long as the closet is huge and the kitchen is beautiful. And then as I really got deeper into my purpose, I had a dream that was more like a vision. And I was actually serving at my home. I had like the elite members of RIM. We were at the table having dinner, talking, laughing, and there was nothing but love, right? And I used to always entertain. I was a military wife for over 14 years, and I was the one that made all the holiday dinners and, people come over. And I really love entertaining. I just don't love being the only one cooking anymore or being the one cooking at all. And I don't love the cleanup, right? So one of the things that I'm choosing to create is being able to, I always tell my mom, I'm going to entertain like the housewives. You know how they entertain? They have their cooks and stuff, their chefs doing it all and their party planners. But as I'm getting deeper in my purpose, I like my home to be kind of like an oasis, like a getaway. So the elite members of RIM can come and we can connect and we can, not have to just wait for the activating you retreats, but where we get together at my home. So now, although I never desire like a mansion or anything, but just something that's large enough to do that entertaining. And another thing that I'll have is an area in my backyard where there's no floor. It's just earth, but it's like, the building will be connecting me to the divine, and that's where I'll meditate. That's where I'll ground, just really set up really beautifully, but it'll just be earth underneath me. And floor to ceiling windows with a water view where all you see is water, and a huge tub for my sacred baths. And yeah, it's going to be so beautiful, so beautiful. And I see the vision in my head quite often, very clear. And as far as what I'm doing to serve, just being able to get on a stage fearlessly with no nerves, nothing but excitement and joy, and just speak and deliver the messages from the divine. Hosting retreats. My goal is to host at least 3 retreats a year where I'm serving and bringing in other healers to serve at these retreats. So all of these things are what my dreams are. And you know what? Eventually, this is something I just recently got in alignment with, realizing this is something I'm choosing. I like to have a show. It'd be a cross between Fix My Life and Tyler Henry in the Long Island medium, but a show that allows me to serve, where it's not just isolated, where it's like, to a small audience, but where it's worldwide. That's my vision. And it's not just a wish, it's a goal. And goals are something that we accomplish, right? Dreams are something that come true when we allow it. But what Spirit is saying is be very specific. Dissect those goals that you just said you'd have. Get clear. See them. Like I see it clear as day. I see my kitchen. I see the table. I see my bathroom. I see my meditation station. I even see me on stage. I see me on stage. And when I was in school, one of the things that I did was we had classes at how you can get those rooms at a hotel, not like a hotel room, but the conference rooms. And there was this one area, and it was a stage, and it was a bunch of chairs. And I was on the phone with my mom, and I got on the stage, and I was just up there pretending like I was preparing for my speeches and, my messages, and people were filling up to see me. You know what I mean? Start doing that. Even, your dream home. One of the things that I used to do was I used to literally go visit model homes. I became a homeowner at 27. Now, my divorce, my first marriage, I left my ex everything, including our home. And now I'm renting because after the divorce, guess what? My credit went down, went from the 800s to it's finally going back up. But yeah, long story short, I'm renting right now. But anyways, by me doing that, I was able to see these homes, and I was able to feel myself being there, pretending it was mine, and make it happen. When I was driving, I used to commute 3 hours a day. I would be driving my little Camry. At the time I had a Camry, and I used to pretend like it was my Lexus, and that was my first big purchase I made by myself with my own credit, my own job, as I bought myself a Lexus. So Spirit is saying, get yourself into the pattern of living in your truth. And what you're choosing for your life is your truth. Your deepest desire is your truth. Go to the car lot, test drive that dream car. Test drive it, see what it feels like. Whatever car you're driving now, pretend like it's your dream car. Treat your current home as if you would a multi-million-dollar home, Treat those you serve now. I don't care if you're serving one person as if you were serving millions. I don't care if someone paid $5 for your services. Treat them as if they paid 5 million. Be in that energy now. Give yourself permission to dream. Give yourself permission to live and embrace your truth. Okay? So let's see. Ooh, Naya said, yes, a tub made of rose quartz. Beautiful, beautiful. Naya said they have public channels for that, Nahkila. Well, Naya, give me that information when you get an opportunity, because that's a start. I actually, when I was younger, I used to have Oprah's picture on my wall, her autograph picture. And, I used to always say, I'm going to meet Oprah one day. And then when her show, I was like, I'm going to be on her show one day. And when her show was gone, I was like, And then she had, other stuff. So I'm like, there's still an opportunity there. So, yeah, I definitely like to be able to expand my reach and just serve and live my calling. So, yeah. So I'm glad that we had an opportunity to share. I'm going to share a few things with you all. If you didn't subscribe to the YouTube channel already, please do. And if this video resonated with you on any level, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Also, you all know, speaking of speaking on stage, in August of this year, I will be speaking at the Be Beautiful conference in Atlanta. And I am so super excited to share this with you all. So if you are in the Atlanta area, if you are willing to travel to Atlanta, the tickets to attend are $79. It's a 3-day event. There's also people that are attending that you can room with, and the rooms I believe are 120, 129 if I'm not mistaken. And so what I am doing is, for those of you that get your ticket to attend, $79 this week, I will be providing you with a link so that you are able to get a reading. And what I'd like for you to do when you go on, if you're interested, let me know and I'll share the link with you if you would like to attend. And then when you do sign yourself up, make sure to indicate your dietary preferences and also that Nahkila Isha invited you, and send me a screenshot. And then I'll give you the link to have your reading. So, and we will actually be doing a face-to-face. It won't be recorded. Pretty awesome, right? The face-to-face readings are usually $222, and $79. Can't beat that. And you get to come to the conference. And it's not just me speaking. It's a whole host of amazing speakers. So really excited to share that with you. And also, one of the things that Spirit has been leading me to focus more on is really being more active on my channel. I typically do like the general readings once a month. I've done like maybe 3 pick a card readings, and Spirit is saying it's time to up that. So I'm actually going to be doing more of those. So please send me an inbox letting me know on Facebook what type of pick a card readings you're interested in, so that I can really start giving you what you're seeking. Okay. So thank you all so much for being here. This has been so amazing. I know we went a little over time today, but after not being live with you in a week, over a week, 2 weeks, we had the recorded one last week. It's just been really amazing to be here with you. So, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Natalie just said, yes, I'm shouting you out on my channel always. I truly appreciate you, Natalie. And will you do me a favor and share your channel information here in the comments so that those that are here can follow you as well? I'd really appreciate that. And Javi, you do the same. You know, put your, actually everybody that's watching, put your information in the comments so that we can support one another. It's so important because, you know, a lot of times people compete, but the only people that we're called to compete with is ourselves. There's no competition. What's for you is for you. Who you're called to serve is who you're called to serve. And who resonates with you is not going to resonate with me. Even if they can come to me and get a message, right? When it comes time for them to connect and work with somebody, they're going to work with you if that's who Spirit has placed in your path for you to serve. So when we help each other and we help each other elevate, there's nothing being taken from us. If anything, that allows us to open ourselves up to receive more blessings. So leave it in the comments. And also for those of you that are in our Facebook group, the reason I don't allow for people to share in the group is because then the group just becomes like this big old marketing tool. You know, there's some people that never participate and they'll just say, you know, check out this book or, you know, and I like to keep it where that's not the focus. But there are times when I ask you, how do you share your light? And you can leave it in the comments. So that's the reason why it's not just because if I allow it for one, I got to allow it for everybody, right? But yeah, share. So thank you all so much for being here, for joining us on YouTube. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, thank you. I truly appreciate you all deeply, deeply, deeply. You have no idea. This is my purpose and I love it. So thank you for allowing me to serve you. And again, if you're interested in attending that conference and getting the free reading or the bonus reading, I should say, go ahead and let me know and I'll get you that information. And remember, this is only good for this week. So, you know, the conference you can attend anytime, but that reading, that bonus reading is only good for this week. So from today to next Wednesday. All right. Thank you all so much. I leave you with peace, love, bliss, and abundance. Have a wonderful day. Okay, I am going to be disconnecting from multiple